What's up, folks? It's your buddy Fatalroadie. Tonight we're going to be doing the Smackdown review. We start off with Paige in the ring. She has the 4 women's Money in the Bank participants. She talks up the Money in the Bank match, and then each woman takes their turn talking up their chances at the Money in the Bank ladder match. Then the Australian Bella twins come out. It looks to me like they're running down the 4 women in the ring. I really couldn't tell you what they were saying because I had them muted. Then Sonya Deville and Mandy Rose come out and say that the 4 women that are outside of the ring have more of a chance at Money in the Bank than the 4 women in the ring. Charlotte, Becky, Naomi, and Lana then jump out of the ring and they all fight. Paige then makes an 8-woman tag match for later on, which later on in the show is then changed to a 10-woman tag match when Asuka and Carmella are now added. I'll get more onto that later. We then go to our first match, Daniel Bryan versus Shelton Benjamin. This was a really good match. There was a lot of offense from both Bryan and Benjamin, especially from Benjamin. He was actually putting it to Daniel Bryan. It ended with Daniel Bryan getting a heel hook on Shelton Benjamin for the submission. We then have Jerry Lawler out on the stage interviewing AJ Styles. AJ Styles brings up last week's contract signing and their last man standing match this Sunday. That was it. Waste of time. We then have Samoa Joe versus Rusev with The Miz, a special referee. Now this would have been an awesome match. Aiden English distracts The Miz, and Samoa Joe accidentally runs into The Miz, knocking him over. He goes to pin Rusev, but The Miz doesn't do anything. The Miz and Samoa Joe then start arguing. Rusev gets a Machka kick on Samoa Joe, goes for the pin, and The Miz counts him for the win. After the match, Rusev grabs a ladder, hits Samoa Joe with it. He sets up the ladder, and The Miz gives Rusev a skull-crushing finale, climbs up the ladder, takes the briefcase, opens it up to find that there's pancakes in it.
What the
Really?
fuck?
This whole pancake thing is starting to get a little on the ridiculous side. I kind of gave it a little bit of leeway, but it's starting to get really stupid. We then had Shinsuke Nakamura versus Jeff Hardy. This was a really good match as well. There was a lot of back and forth between Jeff Hardy and Shinsuke Nakamura. Jeff Hardy was able to get the twist of fate and a swanton bomb onto Shinsuke Nakamura, but due to injuring his back earlier in the match, he wasn't able to get the pin. Shortly after that, Shinsuke Nakamura got a low blow on Jeff Hardy. You would think by this time anybody facing Shinsuke Nakamura would invest in a cup. The referee disqualified him. Shinsuke Nakamura gave the Kinshasa to Jeff Hardy and then counted him to 10. Then we have a backstage interview with Big Cass. He's still drilling the Daniel Bryan is short bit into the ground. I seriously can't wait for this feud to be over with. We then come to our main event, as Tom Phillips said, the biggest women's tag team match we've had on SmackDown, mainly because that's everybody in SmackDown for the women's division. Naomi, Charlotte Flair, Becky Lynch, Lana, and Asuka versus the Iconics, Mandy Rose, Sonya Deville, and Carmella. Once again, we jammed the whole women's division in one match just to get everybody onto the show. This was pretty much an match, mainly because we had so many people running around that nothing could really develop throughout the match. It ended as most large tag team matches go, everybody fighting all over the place. Asuka was able to get the Asuka lock on Carmella for the win. After the match, Carmella runs up the ramp holding her belt. The rest of the heels are recovering at ringside, and all of the faces are surrounding Asuka, looking up at the Money in the Bank case. So it's more or less looking like the Money in the Bank case is just another version of the WrestleMania sign. Everybody's looking up at it, everybody's pointing at it, just like the WrestleMania sign. It's retarded, it's dumb, stop. We get it. For a go-home show for SmackDown, it wasn't as bad as Raw, but it was below average. The Daniel Bryan and Shelton Benjamin match was really good. The Shinsuke Nakamura Jeff Hardy match was really good as well. Samoa Joe and Rusev had a whole lot of potential of being an awesome match, but throwing The Miz into it just screwed it all up. And the women's tag match just straight out really wasn't crazy about it. But that'll do it for this episode of SmackDown Review. I'll be back later on this week with a predictions video for Money in the Bank, and then I'll have the results video shortly after that. But thank you guys for watching. Leave a comment down below what you thought of tonight's SmackDown or what you thought of this video. If you liked it, please give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to share and subscribe. I've been Fatalroadie. You've been awesome. Thank you very much for watching. And remember, if it's too loud, you're too old. See ya.